What's the best way to invest an extra $10,000? Should you put it in stocks, bonds, real estate, or should you do what I think you should do? Let's go for a walk and I'll share what I think you should do. So, let's say you've been fortunate and you got an extra $10,000 or an unexpected $10,000 bonus at work, and you're thinking, how should I invest this? You've got your base foundation, you've got a 401k, you've got an IRA, you've got your taxable account, hopefully you've got a Roth and an health savings account and all that. What's the best way outside of that foundation to invest an extra $10,000? I really think it's to invest in yourself. Let's say you're in your 40s or 50s or approaching 60, you're thinking about retirement, and investing in yourself might be able to teach you a new skill that'll allow you to level up at the company that you're at now and maybe command a higher salary and get more bonuses like that in the future. Or it might even introduce you to a new area in your career or a side job, right? Let's say you like doing arts and crafts as a hobby. And let's say you take a course on, how to sell your arts and crafts on Etsy. Or you've got other areas that you're interested in, but you don't know how to turn it into a business. Maybe you're a good writer, and you've always thought that you'd be good at like copywriting and helping people develop marketing to sell their goods and services, or real estate. Let's say that you have some friends that have done well in real estate, and you're thinking, I should get into real estate as well. I should pick up a couple rental properties. I should do that. These are the types of things that you can learn in courses. And I think that extra $10,000, that'll buy a lot of learning. And not only will it buy that learning, but it teaches you new skills. It makes you more valuable. And I think it puts passion in your heart again, right? For many of us, we've been doing what we do for a long, long time. And picking up these new skills can bring joy in our heart again and give us some things to think about in retirement. And if you think about it, let's use this example of Etsy, and you like doing arts and crafts, and you're thinking, gee, I should sell some of these things on Etsy, but I don't know how that works. Or the copyright person that likes to write and is gifted in that area. Think about this. If you wanted an extra $20,000 in retirement, just high level numbers, a financial advisor, somebody like myself, would tell you, if you want an extra $20,000 a year in retirement, you really need to have an extra $500,000, right? I'm just using the rule of thumb to get us in the ballpark. So an extra $20,000 a year in income in retirement, if you had an extra $500,000, in theory, you should be able to do that. But it's hard to save $500,000. But I think if you picked up a new skill, if you picked up a hobby, certainly in rental income, if you chose wisely, if you chose the right location, you paid the right price, picked the right tenants, picking up that kind of income doesn't have to take a lot of your time. I have a large number of friends that have a couple extra properties, and it's part of their retirement plan, are their rental incomes. So picking up these skills, I think, can be helpful. And I open this with, you have an extra $10,000. $10,000 will buy a lot of training, but you probably start with a book by somebody. Let's say somebody you think is really good at, I'm going to stick with the writing example. So you think on the weekends you might want to help some companies with their copywriting. And if you're good at that, that can pay really nicely. So, you do some research, and if you enjoy writing, it's probably going to be fun to kind of find out who are the leaders at teaching people in this industry. And likely they've written a book, they have articles online, they have content available for you at very, very low cost. A $50 book is an expensive book, and I think books are one of the best investments we can make. So before you sign up for the $2,000 course, you read their book first. You read their articles online. If they have a YouTube channel, you follow them on YouTube and say, how good is this material? And you know, there's so much information that's available for free online now, particularly on YouTube. But the likelihood is if their YouTube material, if their online material that's available for free, if that's really high quality stuff, if they're giving away a lot of their content for free, that's a good sign. Probably if you like their online material for free, you're gonna love what they have when you're paying for it. And really, you know, any skill you want to learn, you could learn for free online, but really you are paying for speed. You're paying to learn that skill quickly. You're paying to avoid mistakes, right? Particularly, you look at real estate. Boy, it doesn't take too many mistakes to really lose a lot of money very quickly. So I think that's an area that mentorship and coaching can be extremely valuable and give you a nice return on your investment. So that's one of the things I think with an extra $10,000 is look to build up that skill set. Again, to replicate and to get an extra $20,000 in retirement would take $500,000. You'd have to save $500,000, and that can take a long time. So, you know, another thing is, to the extent you've got younger people in your household or younger people that you care about, nieces, nephew, adult kids, just starting off, you know, if they're making minimum wage, boy, it's really hard to save any money when you're making minimum wage. So, you know, it applies to them as well. My youngest daughter was working, you know, like a movie theater, restaurants, retail locations, stuff like that, basically getting paid like $10 an hour. And she was interested in nursing, so she went and got her CNA, her certified nursing assistant. And I was shocked, you know, it cost less than $1,000 for her to get this. And I share this because if you have young people in your lives, whether it's, you know, getting a CNA or looking at some areas that, you know, they can take a couple week-long course, get some skills, and then earn more money. So my daughter went from making $10 an hour to $20 to $25 an hour by becoming a CNA. And that's something most people can do in a couple weeks for under $1,000. So, you know, if my daughter had $1,000, you know, should she put that, you know, her dad's a financial advisor, should she put that in the S&P 500? Well, you know, if she's got $1,000, you know, over time on average, you know, she's likely going to make about $100. I don't have a crystal ball, but about $100 a year. Or she can spend that $1,000 and become a certified nursing assistant, a CNA, and go from making $10 an hour to $20 to $25 an hour. And the neat thing is now that builds off of itself, right? Now she's making an extra $10 an hour. During the summer when she was working 40 hours a week, that's an extra $400 a week in wages, or $1,500 a month. Again, that will pay for additional skills for her to learn. So I think it can be really valuable. So if you have an extra $10,000 and you're looking for what's the best way to invest it, I think the best way to invest that is in yourself, in learning new skills. Even if you decide you're not gonna, you know, this is not something that you want to turn into a business, right? If you pick up a new passion, if you pick up something that you enjoy doing, let's say you take this copywriting course that I talk about and you say, you know, well, copywriting's not for me, but, you know, maybe you say you want to start building a presence on Twitter, and talk about something that you're passionate about. Maybe you're passionate about photography. And through Twitter, you're sending out, or, you know, you're just writing online, whatever the platform is, but you're sending out your beacon onto the internet and saying, this is an area that I am interested in. I am passionate in this. And, you know, most of us, we live in our physical world and there's only so many people around us that share our passion. But the nice thing about the internet is they're literally, I don't care what your interests are, you know, whether it's copywriting or writing or, you know, artwork or whatever you're passionate about, culture and travel and architecture. There are tens of thousands of people that are interested in that on the internet. And by by sharing that passion on the internet, you know, even if you never turned it into a business, you're going to widen your circle of friends. You're going to widen your circle of new ideas. And I think that's healthy for all of us to do at any age. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, as the kids say, thumbs for likes and subs for love. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. It really does help the algorithm find other people that can benefit from videos like this. And until next time, I'm Azul, encouraging you to take full advantage of the youth of your senior years. Remember, you're only young once. Use your time wisely.